Good afternoon. Phil Lindemann, Krystal, 93 News. I-70 traffic was shrinking for a third straight weekend with just under 113,000 cars in 3 days. That's down 6% in 1 week, but busier than the same time last year by nearly 7%. Daily traffic was the slowest it's been since early June. First-time school board candidate Lee Sargent is raising and spending more than anyone on the ballot. Through last week, Sargent has claimed more than $10,000 in campaign cash and spent nearly $4,400. That's nearly 2 times more spending than the next biggest spender, Julie Shapiro, 6 times more than the smallest spender, Gail Westerberg. Statewide, school board elections are worth about $2 million. That's just barely behind the last election cycle in 2021. Improving academics is a top priority for every school board candidate here in Summit. Where they differ is how we get there. Returning candidate Danielle Surrett on standardized testing after learning that Summit students scored lower than state average.
Most people agree that academics, test scores aren't everything, but they are important, and they are a measure of where we are.
First-time candidate Vanessa Agee on the importance of testing versus critical thinking.
It's not about banning books. It is not about rewriting history. It is about making sure that you provide students with accurate information and then the critical thinking and problem-solving skills to assess that information now and in the future.
Sitting board president Consuelo Redhorse on academics and demographics.
When we look within the scores and we see the disparities of performance within our English-speaking students and our non-native English speakers and our special ed students, that's something that we really need to pay attention to.
First-time candidate Lee Sargent on academics and curriculum.
We teach academics, and if a teacher goes outside the curriculum of academics, they're welcome to leave.
Ballots are in the mail now for Election Day in 2 weeks, November 7th. A word to the wise if you live in deed-restricted housing.
I think you should watch your email to see if you get an email from the Housing Authority.
That was Lori Best with the Town of Breck. Those emails are part of the annual deed restriction monitoring process.
It's important to us to know that the units that are deed restricted are being used appropriately.
It takes about 10 minutes to complete. If you do not get an email, contact the Summit Combined Housing Authority. Dillon Amp is confirming its first big show for next summer. Jason Mraz, the singer-songwriter, comes to Dillon Amp Friday, July 26th. 2 days later, he's playing Red Rocks with the Colorado Symphony. Ski Magazine just dropped its latest Best of the West list, and every I-70 ski area from Loveland to Beaver Creek makes it. But not one of them's in the top 10. A Basin is the highest-ranked local ski hill at number 12. Vail Mountain's the highest Vail-owned property at number 14. Aspen Snowmass is the top Colorado resort at number 4. And claiming number 1 overall, tiny Powder Mountain, Utah, where Ski Mag readers love the limited lift tickets, unpretentious vibe, and days-old powder stashes. It's the first time Powder Mountain has ever made number 1 on the Ski Mag list. Local fire danger is low today, still with no fire restrictions. And in local sports, Summit High sophomore Fiona Florio took second for JV girls at the State Mountain Bike Championships in Glenwood over the weekend. Fiona was the top 3 finisher all season long. Phil Lindemann, Krystal, 93 News.